We're here at Yarni Gras at the Faubourg Brewing Company, and we're going to be checking out a lot of local dyers, designers, and more. Okay, I'm going to show you what it looks like inside. So downstairs is all the brewery. There's lots of tables in there. People are getting beer because it's not time quite to go in. We got like 20 more minutes. And then upstairs is where all the yarn is happening. We tried to get some audio while we were in the vendor market, but it was just a little bit too loud and echoey, so not to worry, you have me here quietly at the hotel to give you the rundown on everything that happened. So let's start with our first booth. Mitchell's Creations is an indie dyed yarn company in Franklinton, Louisiana, and Tara had an amazing array of colors. She told us that she's known for her unicorn yarns, which are these really beautiful, they have like segments of rainbow on them, and then the other half is either a white color or another kind of a neutral color like a caramel. She also had a few fun things for Mardi Gras. We're going to see this theme throughout the entire show. She had these little mini skein bundles that had a lot of different fun Yarni Gras colors like, or wait, not Yarni Gras, Mardi Gras colors like purple and green and gold. And then she also had a colorway that is called What Happens on Bourbon Street, which is the one that I ended up getting. So I'm planning to use this one for my blanket. What was cool about this colorway is that it looked pretty different on each of her different yarn bases. So I ended up with the 4-ply fingering weight 75-25, and I think it came out really beautiful. It's a little bit lighter in color and has more speckles in it. Next, we're gonna head across the aisle to Ness Boutique. This is the only vendor that is not actually out of Louisiana, but Shannon is from Louisiana and has family there, so she said it's always fun to come down, visit with family, and do the show. The Ness Boutique is all about the Nesses of life, like happiness and coziness. Shannon brought all of her handmade jewelry that is made from vintage knitting needles. So you know those really colorful, long, straight metal needles that are not always the easiest to work with. She's turned them into something amazing. She's got earrings, she's got bracelets, she's got necklaces. Some of the knitting needles they've even flattened and hand stamped. So they said Yarni Gras or a number of different cute things on them. Though she didn't bring it to the show, Shannon is also a yarn dyer. So when we're up in Montana, because that is where they are from, I'm hoping to see a little bit more of her yarn. Next, we met Micah from Fleur De Stitch'd, and she also has an amazing array of different colors in her yarn. She had a whole bunch of mini skeins that you could choose from, which is perfect for my crochet blanket, so I definitely had to get some of those. And then she also just had a lot of other really beautiful colorways. For a couple of her colorways, she found inspiration in the colleges that both she and her husband went to. So this one is actually for the college her husband went to, which is Southern. It's called Nouveau, and I think she said that he was in the band there. So this kind of picks up on the different colors for that. Like I said, I had to grab a mini skein. This one is called Experiment 626, which is for stitch, of course. Fleur De Stitch is out of Baton Rouge, which is about an hour and 15 minutes or so west of New Orleans. And we just found out that Micah, along with, I think, Tara of Mitchell's Creations and a couple of other artists, have opened up a yarn shop inside of this place called the Artist Lofts. It's in Baton Rouge. And they're going to have their grand opening on February 24th. So I think they're already there. I saw them on the website in a video. So I think they already have their products in there, hand-dyed yarn, project bags, all kinds of different things. But if you're in the Baton Rouge area and can go check them out, especially to go support them on their grand opening on February 24th, that would be really, really cool. I wish we could hang around to see it. This beautiful cardigan is All About That Brass by Fatima Hines. It's a play on, again, Micah's husband, who was in the band at school, and it has beautiful cables on it and is knit up in Fleur De Stitch yarn. Next, we headed over to Rick of Whimzee Stitches. We always love seeing him in a show. We get to see him at DFW a lot of times and also in Tennessee. Rick is a New Orleans-based artist. He's been in New Orleans for quite a while, and he does two amazing things: hand-sewn project bags and hand-dyed yarn. He has these amazing project bags with all kinds of different things. It could be, a really beautiful kind of watercolory looking sketch, or even the masks from Mardi Gras. And he had these amazing patchwork bags too. And then for his colorways, he really leaned into, of course, the Mardi Gras theme, but then he had some more that were just more New Orleans based. You got a lot of different range of color there. I could not walk away without getting one of these bags. I saw him post it on his Instagram before we got there, and I just knew I had to have it. It's got all these amazing scenes from Mardi Gras. It's got floats. It's just got like the beautiful trees. It's got people. Let me see if I can find one on here. There's people sitting on these ladder seats, which apparently they make themselves so they can watch the parade. I also had to come away with a few skeins of yarn. 2 of these are going to be going into my blanket, and one of them is a Kent purchase because he loves to get stuff for his giveaways. Oh wait, I should show you the inside of the bag first. It's got kind of like a map of New Orleans on it, which is really cool. So the colors that I got from my blanket, again, kind of, keeping in theme with New Orleans and all of that, but not like truly Mardi Gras. This one is called the French Quarter. And it's super pretty with the purples and the golds. And then this one is called Bourbon Street. I think he said it was kind of daiquiri inspired. There was also a daiquiri color that was a rich purple that went with these as well. I think it was called Voodoo Daiquiri. And then Kent got himself a king cake skein. We saw so many king cake colorways and they were all super fun. Let's head over now to Teeny Button Studio. Robin, who is also a New Orleans-based hand-dyed yarn artist. Her colorway here on the table is called Mardi Gras Mambo, and I was able to snag one of the last 4 skeins before they completely sold out. Although she has a range of colors, you can definitely tell she's got a really good eye for like that softer palette. So I was really drawn to this Flying Horses colorway, which is based off of a carousel that is in New Orleans. And she showed us the picture for the inspiration for it. And it was such a beautiful color. I just knew it had to come home with me. New Orleans-based yarns and colors are not the only thing that she does. She also has a lot of really fun themes. She brought with her her Taylor Swift mini skein for the Eras tour that has a bunch of the different songs, and I think like either 9 or 12 mini skeins in the bundle. She also had a bunch of these little mini skein bundles in a basket on her table. They had, or at least the one I got has 3 mini skeins of yarn in it. This was the Mardi Gras bundle, though some of the other ones were unnamed. They just had beautiful colors paired together. Of course, I got this one because I want to remember my time in New Orleans and what is more New Orleans than Mardi Gras. So I got this one that has a beautiful purple, a beautiful gold, and then a beautiful variegated color to go with it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Now we're going to take a turn down a totally different hand-dyed yarn technique, and we're going to go over to Sugarplum Circus. Jensen is also local right in New Orleans, and she dyes the most beautiful, tonal, and solid yarns. Her entire booth was like a rainbow display. It almost reminded me of a farmer's market because things were like in baskets and the yarn kind of looked like flowers just coming out of the baskets. mentioned that she has over 100 colorways, and what's really great about her yarn is that she's a garment knitter. So she loves to knit garments. So she kind of has her yarn dyed to suit people who also like to make garments. So you can go onto her website and you can order as many skeins as you need of one color, and she'll dye it all together for you. So there's no more like, oh, there's only 6 of this colorway in stock, I don't have enough for a garment. You can get it all in one place. There was someone else who was sharing this booth with Jensen, and that is Jamie, who's also known as Knitosophy. Jamie is a designer and she makes a ton of beautiful garments. Her and Jensen were wearing one of her newer designs, which is called the Sugarplum Crop. We also got to see several of Jamie's other designs hanging on a beautiful display, and talking with Jamie was really cool. She's based out of North Alabama, and her and Jensen just kind of connected over their mutual love for garments. Jensen providing the yarn for the garments and making sure, you know, no matter what size you're making, you're gonna have enough of one color that will match. And then Jamie also really prides herself in the way that she designs her patterns, making sure they're not only including enough sizes from the smallest range to the largest range, but she also puts a lot of smaller sizes in between. So many of her patterns have up to 20 sizes, sometimes 25 sizes. So no matter where you fall, you're not gonna have to go, okay, well, I have to have this like huge range of extra ease. You can find just the right size to fit you best. We're making our way over to our final booth, BaaHumble. This is all of Stacy's work. She makes these amazing notions. She's got stitch gauges, even keychain sized ones. The coolest thing I think that I saw was this acrylic circle that had etched into it all the different degrees and little holes to feed your yarn through if you're making a temperature blanket. I'm not even making a temperature blanket, and I was totally tempted to grab one. Stacy also makes some hand creams. She had some fun ones kind of themed for Mardi Gras. She had king cake and I think strawberry daiquiri. She also has a ton of fun stitch markers. Some of them are made from wood or acrylic on her laser machine. Some of them are just like different little things like the ones that I got. I had to get these little babies. These are the babies that go in the king cake. So I felt like this was perfect to remember my time in New Orleans. Now this is our first year going to Yarni Gras and its second year in existence. And something I really liked about it is that it was a smaller show. There were 7 booths there and there were 3 one-hour ticketed time slots. There was, I would say, more people in the first hour and then it kind of thinned out on the second and third hour. However, I could really see that everyone was very invested in being there. There was a lot of shopping happening I can't speak for the vendors, but it seems like they were able to sell a lot of their products. There was a noticeable difference at the beginning and at the end. And I always love that for everyone who's there, working on their small business. They work so hard to get all of those booths ready, and then to have a successful show is really amazing. But as somebody who is, a customer that's going there to shop and to buy, the experience was really good because it didn't feel too crowded. It didn't feel too overwhelming. I could see every single booth. And for us filming, we got to feature every single booth and show you everything that was there. Some things that you probably couldn't see is all around the outer edge of the room were chairs. So if you needed to take a break, go sit down, or maybe you had somebody shopping with you that's not really into yarn, they could go sit down, take a break. They also had snacks and water bottles out for anyone to just have. As far as I could tell, those were free for the taking, kind of included in the fact that you got a ticket, even though the tickets were free to go. So I thought that was a really nice touch. The other thing that I liked is just the venue in general. There was a separate space for yarn shopping, but we were at a brewery. So there was a whole downstairs that was, had nothing to do with what we were doing with the Yarni Gras, but people were sticking around and hanging out afterwards. They were able to kind of commune, grab a beer, sit at the table, chat about their yarn purchases, sit and knit. So after we spent 3 hours in the marketplace, filming and talking with people and shopping, we then got to go downstairs and kind of, gather as a group. More people kept joining us, and we got to just sit and knit and chat for several hours and just kind of decompress and enjoy. If you're in the New Orleans area, or in Louisiana, or in Mississippi, or anywhere nearby, please keep an eye out for Yarni Gras happening next year. I do believe it is in the works, and I think it's a great show and wonderful to see so many local artists all in one place. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!